A delicious meal or sumptuous, whatever. And I hope you're all very enthusiastic to listen to Mr. Pravesh Pandey. So for another enthralling session. With the pandemic this year, a number of industries were hit hard. Tourism and travel sectors were significantly impacted, but the restaurant sector was among the worst. And even with reopenings, restaurants have only regained half of their customer losses. As a result, many have had to turn to new restaurant operations to survive. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have with us Mr. Pravesh Pandey, who will dwell upon Upserve Reshaping Restaurant Operations. May I request Professor Zakaria Joseph to introduce Mr. Pravesh Pandey. Over to Professor Zakaria.
Thank you, Usha ma'am. There's a saying that you keep your best for the last, and that is exactly what we have done with our today's session. Of all the feathers on our next speaker's hat, one that stands out is that he's an amazing speaker and orator. Mr. Pandey has over 20 years of experience in the hospitality management, business development, financial management, operational excellence, brand management, marketing and strategizing. Relinsky, a skill-based tech firm focused on recruitment, e-learning, and skill development, was founded on a strong belief in growing people and assisting them in transforming themselves to achieve personal and professional goals. In April 2020, he and his team created the app-based course for hospitality businesses, COVID-free restaurants, which was then endorsed by National Restaurant Association of India, NRAI. Relinsky has helped popular brands like Toit, Red Rhino, Bob's Bar, Aurum, and others in implementing the COVID-free restaurant course in their outlets. Pravesh also incorporated Bisi Bisi Uta in October 2020 to cater to the food needs of what Dr. C.K. Prahlad called the bottom of the pyramid. Pravesh is renowned for his oration skills, as I said before, and has been a speaker at TEDx, CMRIT Bengaluru, Indian Restaurant Congress, Franchise India, the Pub Convention, Posit Solutions, Eagle All Restaurant Senate, Christ University Bengaluru, PES University. He also spearheaded and represented HRC in various global conferences in London, Bangkok, and other places. So with these words, over to you, Pravesh, on Upserving, Reshaping Restaurant Operations. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Zakaria. Thank you, Madam Usha. Please, that was a long and a generous introduction, and thanks a lot for that. I would straight away come to the point. There are a lot of people who have been into the fraternity of teaching. A big gratitude to all of you, a big thanks to all of you for being in the most noble profession, which I really wanted to be a part of. I love training, I love learning and development. I like to be a part of this fraternity. And even after 20 years, I had not give up my dream on being in this space. So a big round of respect and applause to all of you guys who are doing such a wonderful job in terms of training and educating this country. The presentation is going to be shared. Professor Zakaria, if you can guide me with the presentation which I have shared
Yes,
earlier,
it's being done. It's
so that I
being
can
done by the
start.
team. Yes.
Perfect. So yes, we all know that 2019 COVID, with that pandemic, we have really, really struggled hard in the past 1.5 years, especially restaurant industry, the ones which have been into the experience-based brands, which had the liberty of inviting thousands of people to sit down together at one point of time, are really struggling big time these days. However, I would like to um, uh, pick up some of the incidents which we have been trying to do over the last 3 4 years. But before that, I would also like to tell all the audience that what Big Brewski has been. When I was doing my hotel management almost 20 years ago from IHM Calcutta, I always had this dream of opening a bar of my own. Till about first year, I was very excited to be in the production department. And when I went to my internship in the Taj Hotel, I came back and I saw the curriculum was hardcore into food and beverages, and my interest started lying in learning the wines, French cuisine, different courses. You know how the curriculum was then designed, and uh, I always used to fantasize that one day I will open my own bar. Didn't realize that after 15, 16 years later, I'll open a bar which is going to be Asia's one of the largest. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of what Big Brewski is all about, and then straight away the deep dive into the trends of uh, hospitality, which is the core topic of the discussion today. In the next 45 minutes to 60 minutes, I would try to keep you guys engaged with some videos. I have not really tried to make the presentation very boring so that post lunch all of you guys do not sleep. So bear with me. I know that most of the professors have already got a lot of information about what is happening in the market. However, I today take this liberty to bring out uh, among you amongst you the reality of the challenges which we face to make a restaurant successful. And it takes me back to my olden days when I came back from IHN Calcutta. Um, I realized that I had a lot of stumbling blocks in order to see myself growing. Very few people who have done hotel management um, had successfully grown up in their career to the stage of almost opening a restaurant of his own. Um, the skill sets are enormous, right? We talk about marketing, sales, operations, research and development, accounting, MIS, human resource, legal and compliance, and then we also talk about management tactics. All this, you know, learning in 3 years is obviously impossible. What I really learned interestingly was the food and beverage, and I think I have excelled. I knew my passion and I've excelled it. But the fact is that today restaurant owners are not really getting successful. Most of them actually start the restaurant with a lot of passion and emotion, and they utilize their personal intelligence a lot. Some of them come from IT background. Some of them hail from real estate backgrounds. And they have this excitement of opening a restaurant because of the glamour they see. And obviously, it's a cash-rich business. Like immediately uh, get the money first. There is no credit period. The customer comes and pays the pays for the product directly. So it is a great business, providing one thing which people don't understand, that this industry does not work with personal intelligence. A lot of people who start their restaurant using their personal intelligence, they feel that after a year or so, or maybe a year and a half later, they start seeing the challenges which the restaurant industry has to offer. Challenges like scaling, process controls, driving the profits. I have actually met so many restaurant owners who really do not know how much profits are they making. So imagine this is the condition of the restaurant industry today. Like if you ask somebody what is the actual profit, do you even have a profit and loss statement? They will say, approximately I make this much money, and that says a lot about how the restaurant owner is actually running the business. So I have realized that a lot of them are um, actually self-employed, but not really running the business as a business. Their biggest challenge today is that they don't have money to expand to scale. They do not have time to invest into more systems. Every time I've gone to any restaurant owner, he's always told me that, Pravesh, I don't have time. I wish I had more time to look into marketing or look into something else. But I just feel that if restaurant business is designed so intelligently that food is a product which pulls people, why is that today all the restaurant owners are pushing the product to the customers to bring them inside the restaurant? Why is this becoming such a tough challenge? Obviously, there are more and more restaurants which are mushrooming like anything in all the cities across India. But equally, there is so much of potential as well in the country. I realize that these owners who are struggling with the problems are they're best people to work in teams. And I always say this, that if you are the best in the team, then you are the worst for your own business. Because those people who as owners are best in the team, they always try to do things by themselves. And they face this problem miserably after 1.5, 2 years, because that's the time when you have to start using scientific intelligence to impart systems into the business model. And that has been the biggest differentiator factor between self-employment and businesses. Businesses are based on systems. Investors do not put money into companies which are not system oriented. And this has been my challenge over the last 15 years, barring the last 5 years. Early stages of my career, 5 years, I was hardcore into operations, and very soon at the age of 26, I realized that operations itself is not going to help me move up the career ladder. Right? If you want to be an entrepreneur, if I want to be a businessman, I need to understand 8 spokes of this wheel, which include sales, marketing, finance, legal, compliance, accounting, production, research and development, management tactics. So it's a mix of a lot of skills, by the way, to become successful. And I was talking to somebody who was a founder of a food tech company, one of the biggest companies in the country. And we were debating about this, that why India has not been able to produce a single international QSR or a restaurant chain brand. Like, why is it that the best burger brand is a McDonald's, or a best coffee brand is Starbucks? Or why is it that the best pizza brand has to be an American brand, which is a Domino's or a Pizza Hut? This made me think, even Chinese cuisine for that matter, P.F. Chang's is America's the QSR, which has 3,500 restaurants across the globe. So why is it that India, with such great, powerful story of food, with regional cuisines being so intense, with a history of culinary as old as Chinese, we're still struggling? Why is it that we are still struggling? Why is it that we have not yet got one single brand which has got internationally acclaimed brand? So yeah, there is one or two like Sarvana Bhavan, but they've gone up to Dubai, and one outlet. There has been a research done on this particular topic, and then we realized that we in India do not really value systems and processes very much, right? And today's conversation between me and all of you will be to focus about what has been the secret of Big Brewski's success over the last 5-6 years, which I have been a part of. It was a fabulous journey from a restaurant to make it a brand. I would like to take you quickly through what all best practices we have done. And most of these best practices have been in line with the trend, which we will talk about. Okay, so moving to the next slide, please. So officially, welcome everybody once again to the Asia's largest brew pub. The picture in front of you is the restaurant called Big Brewski Brewing Company. Next slide. It has about 1,800 covers, and we just before pandemic, this is 363 staff, and every month we were catering to 60,000 customers, including lunch and dinner operations. We have a similar, little smaller but similar restaurant in a second location in Bengaluru, which is also called Big Brewski Brewing Company. And these are the 2 locations. The third location is actually opening in Bangalore very soon. We're almost 6 months away from that launch. Hopefully the lockdown gets lifted and things get back to normal. So I think we should be November, December, happy to announce the third Big Brewski. Next slide, please. Next. Let me quickly take you through to indulge yourself into your senses and make you feel what Big Brewski is all about. A quick video we have already downloaded. So this is for your excitement and presenting you Big Brewski Brewing Company.
Today I take my own advice and make the most of it.
Awesome. Lovely. I hope this video actually uh, made people feel so happy that when we are in the business of hospitality, there is so many people we are making happy, and that has been the core purpose of Big Brewski, of delivering happiness in the society. We'll move to the next slide, please. Right. So quickly coming to the point, hospitality management trends, which we saw in 2020-21, and what we are going to see in 23. Next slide. So this is what I have put together, and I have realized that me being a part of the last 20 years in the industry has seen a dynamic shift in these 7 areas. A lot has changed, and of lately, especially 7 to 8 years, I have seen a huge disruption in these 7 points. And we will talk about these one by one very quickly. And I will promise I will not keep you bored in this because most of the pointers have got a video. So every 5 minutes you will see another video. Cool. Let's move ahead. So work culture, celebration of individuality. This is one of the biggest things which, next slide, please, Anjali. Move to the next slide. Yes, please. Right. So the lady you see here has been one of the bartenders in Big Brewski, and if you notice carefully, on her uniform on the left hand side on her shoulder, she has got a logo, and the same logo is actually on the right forearm. There are 35 people in this organization who have permanently tattooed the logo of Big Brewski, and one of them is including me here. If you can see my hand in the screen, I've got the tattoo myself on my forearm. This has been one of the biggest testimony of how Big Brewski, with an organization of more than 700 people, has got people who are binded with the overall culture. I take this immense pride that last 5 years, 6 years, I have transformed the space of human resource and into a very nice, happy, casual environment where while the employees have been very happy and the attrition rate have been extremely low, the guest satisfaction score has been highest in the city. We have got consistently for 5 years ratings on Zomato at 4.9, TripAdvisor, we are 23rd restaurant in out of almost 20,000 restaurants in Bangalore. So, so I think a lot of success of Big Brewski has gone to the people in the organization, and this has happened because I have shifted the work culture. What I have been a part of in five-star hotels, a lot has come over the last 30, 40 years from international restaurant chains, and I realized that this is not going to be the culture very in the near future. People definitely want to celebrate who they are. If somebody is not happy working in a closed environment, he definitely needs to space himself out. And like I definitely cannot work on a laptop. I've always been on the shop floor, on the restaurant floor. So for me also, this whole work culture applies. And I think somewhere down the line, it is what I really like to do because each brand is a reflection of the founders. So my first point is this, which is a learning that today's generation, today's millennials who are actually in the hotel management colleges do not want to work into confined spaces. I have seen a huge shift that while I was talking to Mr. Kerwin, Professor Zakaria, I have been trying to understand what is the new generation inclined towards. A lot of times I have been told that they are moving towards event space because there is so much of excitement, there is so much of space which they can enjoy rather than confining themselves into smaller spaces, right? So, so this is a trend, and I have seen this very, very strongly. That right from the physical space, they also need a good headspace, which is need my own space. You don't intrude into my space. Earlier, when I was a waiter, I easily could have been abused by my executive chef or by my restaurant manager, and that used to be a culture. But today, everybody has that sort of a headspace where nobody has been allowed to intrude into my own dignity and respect. So that has been something which we have implemented in Big Brewski as well, treating people with a lot of respect, flexibility in timing, and smart work. Yes, to 48-hour shift, but with fun environment. I have seen this as a trend that people don't want to come on time. And I have told my managers and the head of operations that it's okay to let people not come on time. Give them a grace period of 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Do not reprimand them. But if you do this, if you create this culture where they feel the ownership, they are also ready to work for 48 hours at a stretch. So if they feel that the restaurant is giving them the freedom and not making them feel like an employee, they're literally ready to work little extra hours. Equality, I've spoken about. No, sir, madam culture, things have changed. People call me PP, and my industry name is actually PP. They all call me by my short name. And that I have seen is really working because people become very friendly, casually, they come and talk. And that's how the work environment becomes better. We have a massive shift in terms of the gig economy. For example, have you seen the 5-year-old term coined by the Americans, where people who want to work part-time, the entire 80% of QSR industry works with part-timers in America. Unfortunately, India has not yet this, but moving forward, we will definitely see a lot of people. And when I say moving forward, I'm talking about 3 to 5 years from now. A lot of people will be ready to work part-time. Students who are working in different streams, different subjects, different courses, they are also going to be available to work on Fridays and Saturdays with restaurants and hotels and bars. And that is where, individualizing vocational skill sets is extremely going to be important. And they all need dignity and respect. And that's what we have been giving in Big Brewski. Next slide. So work is no more going to office. It is supposed to be my second home. And that's the mantra which we have been using. I would like to show you one small video. Next slide. A small video where in Big Brewski, we have given them an opportunity to shoot a video just before an event called FIFA event. And this was a video which was shot internally by us, and it became extremely viral on YouTube and all. It crossed 40,000 views. So thoroughly exciting. Please enjoy this video as well.
So you're muted, sir.
Pravesh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I think the video got stuck, I guess, because of the resolution was very high. I can request the person to maybe just try playing the video, next video, not this one, at a lower resolution. So this was an example of fun at work, and Big Brewski has been extremely famous for being an organization where the environment has been full of friendliness and family. We have a department called Care Department, and because of this, all the top lines and bottom lines have been achieved in the last 5 years. Okay, let's move to the next slide. And the next point is, okay, hold on. Okay, I think this also we can. Okay, let me see if this video works. This video is also about me taking them, the senior leadership team, the mid management. I take them out on bike rides because these are the opportunities when we can actually get really true bonding between people. And because I'm a biker, I always ask people to show their interest in bike riding. And this is a video of us going to one of the remote places in Coorg. We had a fabulous time, 2 days, 1 night trip. The resolution, if you can keep it at auto, I think the video should not then buffer. Otherwise, it will buffer. Yeah, perfect. You can keep it at source also. So this video gives us goosebumps whenever we and our team sees it together. We all come together and hug each other. So it's one of the closest to my heart.
401.
तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है? तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझ न इनको वस्त्र तू। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझ न इनको वस्त्र तू। ये बेड़ियां पिघाल के बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू, बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू। खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है। तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है।
यारी तेरी यारी चल माना इस बारी सारी मेरी फिक्रें तेरे आगे आगे हारी यारी तेरी यारी चल माना इस बारी सारी मेरी फिक्रें तेरे आगे आगे हारी खूब लगी मुझको तेरी बीमारी इस बेढंगी दुनिया के संगी हम न होते यारा अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे मलंगी यारा अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे अतरंगी संचली तेरी यारी इस बेढंगी दुनिया के संगी हम न होते यारा अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे कब बेरंगी शामें हुदंगी बस मलंगी यारा अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे अतरंगी रे चल माना इस बारी सारी मेरी फिक्रें तेरे आगे आके हारी लगी मुझको तेरी बीमारी यारी तेरी यारी चल माना इस बारी यारी
All right. So I guess people who liked it, maybe they can write their feedback on the comments. They can say they really like it. Yeah, I can see a lot of people are liking it. Great. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, and by the way, if you notice, the initial voice was dubbed by me. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Right. So we call the group of people who are working in Big Brewski as the Big Tribe, and that has been the core reason why we all feel that we are a part of a big community and we all do beat with a common heartbeat. And that has been the secret of us being successful. Can we move to the next slide, please? Jan, can you just make it full screen? Yes, the second, apart from the work culture, which has shifted drastically over the last 10 years, and I learned this because I was a part of Hard Rock Cafe, and when I went to Orlando, I saw America work very differently. India is still behind, you know. So, so that has been the reflection of me taking an attempt to create a new culture. Another thing which I learned internationally, and this came from me, lucky enough by working in a cruise liner. In my early days, when I was 22 years old, I went to work for cruise liners in UK. I did 2 world cruise, complete round the circle. Lucky enough to travel to 124 countries, and then saw that restaurants across the globe are so advanced. India was still struggling 20 years ago. If you want to really have good dal Bukhara, people used to still call it that you have to go to Bukhara, right? Or you want good South Indian meal, you have to go to Dakshin. Yeah, high street restaurants had not played the game of innovation and creativity that well. Last 10 years and today, as we speak, there has been an influence of so many different types of innovations and creativity from across the globe. The burger culture came in, the pizza culture came in, the European food took over. Then there was a time when Oriental earlier used to be there 20 years ago. Then about 10 years ago, in early 2008, 2009, the sushis and sashimis and Japanese influx of eating raw meat came into the picture. And today, if you look at it, people have tried everything which exists across the globe. And when it comes to creating trending experiences, we are literally running out of ideas, because now what? Are we going to start with a Brazilian restaurant in Bangalore? It doesn't work like that. So innovation and creativity is now most important in the last 20 years, and I think moving forward, it is the most demanded skill set which will be required in leaders in hospitality. The trending word in consumers have become experience, as per the recent report by Deloitte. Uh, you know, Customers want and looking forward for experiences. They are urban poor who are saving their money and traveling in homestays, Airbnbs, and trying to go into smaller places and experience a better life. Better life. They want to be engaged. They want to be delighted. What can we do in the restaurant industry? These are the 6 things which I have figured out. We have the question which they ask is, what is unique in your food? Like, the first thing is there something special which you personally have in your menu? And that's where people start focus. The chefs have to play a very important role. Beverages, what is trending across the globe? I don't want to have the vodka which was 18 years ago or 15 years ago trending. What is trending right now? If the trend is in gin, do you have some great? If the brewery is trending, do you have your unique specialty that you have a master who is making some unique recipes, which I don't get in other microbreweries. So everything is about what is the problem you're solving, even the ambience for that matter. There was a time when 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet restaurants used to be called restaurants. Today, with government in Karnataka saying that if you need to own a microbrewery license, you need to be minimum 10,000 square foot place. 10,000 is a fairly big place. And post that, what happened was restaurants like Big Brewski, and there are many other, my fellow restaurateurs have opened some restaurants which are as big as 2 acres. 65,000 square foot is Big Brewski. There is a restaurant called Uru, which is almost 70,000 square feet. There is one which has opened recently, about 3 to 4 months ago, called Iron Hill. That is world's largest microbrewery in Bangalore. So it's insane how people are playing around with ambience. There was a time when food used to be the number one reason why people used to go to restaurants. But now, in the last 3 years, people want to go to the ambience first, and then comes the food. This is extremely important for us to understand that ambience is playing more important role than just food. A great ambience with an average food, let's say average means 4 out of 5 rated food, is making more sense to make profitable businesses. Also, people want to try delivering happiness, which is true. In the recent past, if you have seen, very recently, delivery has picked up the game very strongly. We have been noticing this trend that even in pandemic, every week in the last 1 month, there has been an increment of a 5% weekly growth on home delivery sales, which is actually 20 percent month-on-month growth in the pandemic, right? Which means that people are getting vaccinated, they're getting more confidence to place orders. So they also like to have something more delightful. If you can put a piece of paper with a handwritten note or a nice packaging, they are really liking it. If you're giving something complimentary to them, a small flavored nuts or sweetened portion of mithai or sweets, people are loving it. So it is about engagement. It is about delighting me, and most importantly, the events also. So are you really in the events going to make a lifetime memorable experiences? If you're not innovating, if you're not creating, if you're not creating the word experience in these areas, which is food, beverage, brews, ambience, delivery, as well as in events, then you are actually going to miss the bus. And that's what we are going to teach the students. Whenever we have new people coming in, joining in Big Brewski, we say that do not give me stale ideas which you have heard some other restaurant doing it. Come up with a fresh idea. I, in fact, do some exercises. I keep giving a glass, a water of glass in the interviews, and I ask this question to a lot of students or a lot of potential candidates rather. Um, that what is it? And they said, sir, it's a glass full of water. And I said, what else is it apart from glass full of water? And that's the real test of creativity. People just don't understand, and some people come up with great answers saying, sir, it is a flower vase. It can be used as a mixer. People say that we can break it and make it something like a kaleidoscope, or we can paint this glass and put it in like a nice pen stand. So this is what impresses people like us in today's world. Like in such a cutthroat competition, we need people who are so innovative and creative, completely out of the box. There is no right answer, there is no wrong answer. And we would just want people to come up with some idea which can create better experiences. Okay, so let's quickly see what we have done in these areas in Big Brewski. One by one, I'm going to quickly show you videos. The first one is actually very, very close to me. Next slide, please. The food video is actually the epic dinner. And since I have been a fan of Game of Thrones, I have created an event where the whole experience was stitched around Game of Thrones episode, which was towards the last season. We almost invested 4 to 5 lakh rupees just in the ambience. We made a revenue of 8 lakh rupees. There were 100 people, almost 100 people paid 4 to 5,000 rupees only for food for this event. And after this dinner, there was a massive party which also happened. We had brought in real horses at the entrance. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of, we actually had to bring in an event lady to decorate the whole place. So enjoy this. This was one of the most beautiful fine dining dinners which we have organized in Big Brewski. Over to you. Thank you. I hope everybody liked it. Yeah, I'm seeing some comments. Arijit Sen, Vivek Anand, Nita. Thank you so much for liking this. It makes me feel that my effort has gone into right direction. Okay, so quickly, next slide is about share. So this is the story of my bar, which because I started my career as a bar and I had this dream of making India's finest bar. We opened this bar called Guild, and which came up to be the 11th best bar first year as the 11th best bar in the country, 20th best bar in Asia. We represented ourselves into employees only bar in Singapore as well. So this was the launch of the menu, and this is about the passion as a bartender I had, and with the same passion with my team. We are going to watch this video now. Do like it if you in the comments, because I would like to see your comments as well. And this is the story of our new menu, which we launched in Guild, one of the finest bar menus in the country. Highly experiential. Over to you. Start. All right, and thank you so much, Mr. Satish, because I heard that you've got 8 of your boys working with Big Brewski. Currently, one of them as a head bartender. Recently, he awarded a winner of Music Award. Yes, we've got one of the finest teams of the bar in the country. Uh, and this has been the effort of our brewmaster, who took a major pain of uh, launching new 4 beers. And the idea was this: what's trending? And you know, since the brewery industry is really, really young, we knew that 50% or 60% of the audience today just knows they want light beer and dark beer. They don't really know the intensity of what are the different variants of beers. And In this video, we said that for those people who have just started drinking brews, let us give them 4 varieties, because generally the one who starts beer says a light beer, and light beer is equal to a Belgium wit beer or any types of wit beer, but they don't have much options. So we said we'll create 4 different types of wit beers, and we will launch a special menu for the masses. And that's where we make a lot of money. So in a typical classic example, when we do menu engineering, the items which are star items is what we always, and that has been my trick, my secret, that you launch something and play on your strength, which people are liking. You don't force people to try something which they don't come here for. So this video will give you an idea of how we created 4 new beers with 4 natural elements of the universe.
At Big Brewski Brewing Company, we seek inspiration within ourselves, in the magic of nature that makes us who we are and paves our journey. In a tribute like never before, we are redefining homage with 4 brand new wheat beers on tap for the first time in Big history. Introducing the Big 4. Born from the 4 elements of nature: fire, wind, water, and earth. Inspired by the elixir from earth that makes us what we are. Big Brewski, where life is all about celebrating with a beer, one gulp at a time.
Okay, so this was a small attempt to keep it very masculine. Beers are not something very feminine. I mean, we don't celebrate Valentine's because the brand ethos is very masculine. So we have kept the male voice. We have tried to keep the experience very very masculine. A personality who is basically ill-mannered. So a lot of story of marketing today is stitched to the brand ethos, and those brands or those restaurants or those hotels do not have a personality. Those people really struggle in the direction which they have to take. So the trend has been to do something singularly, keep hammering that singular communication till the time consumers get that message that who you are as a personality. Are you really a romantic place to be? Shall I celebrate Valentine's in Big Brewski, or should I come with a group of a group of corporate people partying together, dining together? My my first successful event in the history of my career, 23 years, was an event which I pulled off. And since I mentioned in the slide before that the event industry is picking up big time, there is no second thought about it that your be it a hotel or a restaurant, you have to keep engaging people with new innovative events. This is an example of an event which we pulled out. When I proposed this idea, a lot of people said people in India don't watch football and they won't come to buy tickets. The ticket price was 2,000 rupees for watching the FIFA finals. And this idea was thrown by me, and a lot of people said, no, it's not going to work. I want to show you what actually happened. It actually became the most magical experience of lifetime. I would proudly say that this has been the biggest successful event for me and my entire team. Just full screen, please. Yeah. This is FIFA
Here
finals.
is the
ladies and
planet's
gentlemen.
ultimate game, the final of the 21st Football World Cup. Champions of the world!
Have you get that music? Awesome, perfect. So that was one of the biggest events which we have done, and obviously apart from that was New Year's. But let's move forward because we have got less time, and I can see that indication myself. So Professor Zakaria, don't worry, I'm speeding up. Okay, so adaptability is the next trend, which is primarily about crossover skills. And what I have seen is when I passed out from my college, I was very good into my food and beverage skills, but I was not very good into my sales and marketing skills. At the same time, I was not a great multitasker. And I realized that very soon in my life that if I have to quickly excel myself, I need to have a working knowledge of all the departments. Because in today's scenario, when the restaurant gets busy on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, even the HR has to come and help into the operation. So nobody is supposed to say that this is my job or your job. So that's what this whole slide talks about. Move ahead. Next slide. Right, and I'll skip this video, but this is something which I really wanted to show those people who are proud faculty for the production department. In Big Brewski, one thing I have really made sure that food is the essence of a successful restaurant. No matter how good, great an ambience is, even if it's number one, the food really brings the customer back again and again. So in this video, I'm not going to show it to you, but this video was all about when chefs come up and do a bi-yearly parade, and the entire chef team come with a lot of shebang and a lot of excitement, and we appreciate them and we bring them into the forefront because these are the real heroes who we do not look at, and unfortunately they're always behind the scenes. So and this is one of the reasons why from the first year, me being very interested in production, moved to in the second year being interested in food and beverage. So move to the next slide. In the sense of time, we have to skip this. Yes, I don't need to tell you much about it. I think everybody knows the country has seen a huge shift with the help of Jio and cheaper mobile phones. Smartphones are really accessible to mostly everybody. If we compare ourselves to China, China has got 90 crore users who are using mobile phones. India at this point in time is using about 45 crores mobile phones. Out of which the usability of technology for ordering food, especially I'm talking about delivery, is only 30% in India. And that is why in India, the delivery business constitutes to only 11%. But in China, out of 90 crores, 50% people are using delivery mobile phone for delivery. So if you ask a question about, is the trend of delivery going to increase? 100% yes. Yes, the kitchens have become smarter. We have got silent kitchens with the help of technology. No more barking, no more shouting. There are big screens. The new supply chain ERP softwares. There is smarter accounting and finances apps which have come recently, which is taking away the effort of and the manpower away. New apps of customer loyalty are hoarded in the market right now, and now the difficulty is to choose which one is the best. So with COVID coming in, order taking has become an contactless self-ordering, which is where we have also saved a lot of money and our P&Ls have become healthy. Even during the COVID time, we were trying to survive operationally as positive. Deliveries have become much better. There are companies which have given WLA links, website link access-based URLs, which you can forward to your own customers. You can have their own data. That has become extremely advantageous. And above all, the whole word of mouth, earlier, which used to be a case. Remember when I was in college, people used to teach me that word of mouth is the best marketing. I would say this today, that word of mouth is luck by chance. We are no more in the world where we can say marketing is all about word of mouth. Today, marketing is extremely important with the help of digitalization, with Facebook, Instagram, and new platforms with like Zomato, Dine Out, Swiggy. You have to exploit these platforms to keep the cost of acquisition low. And if you do not create a sales channel through this marketing, through using technology, it's very difficult to sustain in the market. Let's move ahead quickly. I think I covered this slide. Move ahead. Oh, by the way, I wanted to quickly tell you that because we are all from the learning and development platform, I created a company called Relesky, which is about training people in the tier 2, tier 3 cities who cannot afford college fees. We are making courses for them which are vocational, short, bite-sized learning. Next slide, please. And it works in 7 different languages. It's an app which has 3 to 5 minutes video. You can give them badges, you can give them certificates, you can explore roles, courses by roles, skills. There are trainers. Move on. It's available on Google Play Store. So it is multilingual, it is vocational, it is certification oriented. This app is available for users to watch practical videos of how to get into there. It just started during COVID time because they realized online training is becoming very active. Moving ahead, next out. Right, we are into this business vertical. There are 2 types of business verticals, by the way. One is the product business and one is the experience business. For example, what you saw, Big Brewski is experience-based business. Both formats are trending very fast. If you see the Cloud Kitchen, which is a product-based business, they are also expanding very fast. Off lately in Bangalore, there's a brand called Pizza Bakery, which has opened 7 outlets in the last 6 months. Drastic improvement in terms of product-based brands as well. Obviously, experience-based brands are, if they take time to scale, but they have a longer shelf life as well. Next slide. Next slide. So you take a classic example of these two companies. Obviously, Big Brewski is a 5-year, 6-year-old company. McDonald's has been there, more than 35,000 restaurants. Which one is successful? Obviously, they have two different business verticals. So if somebody is trying to get into a product-based business, please encourage him, please train him that he needs to use scientific intelligence to get into a QSR brand or a cloud kitchen or a ghost kitchen we talk about. If we talk about experience-based brand, then it requires a lot of teams, experience of leadership, creativity. It becomes extremely intensive. Move ahead, please. Yes, and this has been our crafting experience. So we also saw that the liquor has shifted in terms of consumption patterns. There was a time when whiskey used to be the #1 consumed brand, which shifted towards vodka. There was a big phase, and then we made the gin revival. A short video. I think you guys will enjoy this for a minute. Can we see this video, please? So this was an intelligent move that youngsters today who are 28, 25 are not aware about what gin is. There was a time when old people used to drink gin and tonic. So it was an attempt using our own staff. The person whom you will see in this video, an old man, is actually nobody but a sales manager. And then we have the bar manager. And then we shot this video with one camera, and you see how the video has come out. It was a revival of gin from 1920s to then 2000. Please go ahead.
The video stuck.
Then the video is stuck, Anjali. Check. Can you just pause it? Can you just restart and with a lower resolution? It's stuck. It's stuck. It's not moving. So here, the person who was tipping actually from Christ College, passed out guy, amazing. He's a sales manager and a great actor. So we had a wonderful time shooting this video. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. So these are the kind of trends which we have been, we know what is really trending and what's going ahead in the next 1 year to 2 years. What is the influence happening in US or Australia or the United Kingdom. And we see that this is the new brand which is coming. There's a new resurgence of some product which is coming. We should be the first one to try this in India, and that has been the effort so far. I will not show you this video. You can actually access this video called the Bruiza Fest in Facebook. These links later in the group or in this chat, by the way. The Bruiza was actually, go back please, 1 second. Just go back. Previous slide, please. You can use, perfect. So Bruiza, as the name sounds, it's very unique, right? Like there is brews which is used and then there is pizza which is used. So it's beer and pizza together. This is a small example of innovation and creativity. That Napolitan Italian style pizzas are actually used traditionally with the brewer's yeast. And that's what we researched and we brought it back in a very, very stylish, modern, trending format, which is actually a home delivery festival. The first time in the history of Big Brewski, we said we are going to exploit this opportunity and make sure that all the people who are on Swiggy Zomato should come to Big Brewski. If we create a festival called Big Bruiza Festival, the response was absolutely amazing. We saw 22% business increase during this time. Let's move ahead. Okay, another trend which is very, very close to me has been the topic of sustainability. A lot of brands today have got very strong high affinity if they are taking time to be kind, if they save the planet, and if they are taking initiatives to serve the society. Now, in these three topics, you can talk about eco-friendly products, avoiding using plastic bottles, in food containers and delivery, you can do lots. We have done a lot of initiatives like this. We have removed plastic straws and got bamboo straws which are sanitized. We have taken efforts of we actually mobilized 3,000 people, all restaurant employees, on one day, Sunday morning, to clean the streets of Bangalore. So I think it's time that consumers also value you as a brand. What are the initiatives you are taking? It's extremely important right now to be on top of this trend and keep, especially because it's a restaurant industry. हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में अन्नदाता अन्नकूट. This is all from the traditions. We definitely should be stepping forward to actively participate into doing something which is good for the society. A couple of pictures I'll show you what Big Brewski has been doing. Next slide. Just next slide, please. The presentation got stuck. Yeah, we do not have Relesky on iOS. I can see somebody asking this question. It's only on Android right now. Okay, our best practices on sustainability. Next slide. Are you able to move to the next slide? Yep. This is the blind school in Indiranagar, where we regularly keep going and talking to students there. If you see one of the pictures on the left, me and my chef Rasoon are talking to the kids there. We are actually trying to figure out how is it. In fact, they asked us to put a blindfold for 15 minutes and walk in the same school. And it became, I started having heart palpitations. So I do understand how it is that certain segment of society can be taken care by us, and all it takes is a little bit of an effort and time to feed them. This kind of exercises are not for Facebook, Instagram, but it's actually the sensitization initiative which brings employees closer to each other, and actually customer service becomes easier. The word service is not for customer service means you're dumping a plate on a bottle of wine or a drink on the table, but it's actually about serving the society. So when we talk about service as a whole, as a holistic definition, we take them to sensitize. When they see people, I've seen very hard personality people getting eyes wet when they see people struggling. And when they learn that, they say, hey, listen, sir, salary is less. We say, boss, your problem is not a big problem. The real problem is there. So we take them, and this is where the whole culture becomes really stronger. Next slide, please. This is actually a group where women who are stuck into trafficking business, especially the ones in Bombay, Calcutta, who fly down, I mean, who basically come from Assam, they really find it very difficult to get a job in the market. We actually outsource some of the work for them. in terms of chopping vegetables for a BCB Suda project, which is a separate secondary project. We try to give them employment in housekeeping. They are very low on confidence. They're scared that somebody again will pick them up. And so it's again a small initiative which we take from our side. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, in summers, we just take our jugs and put lemonade and go on the street, whether it's laborers or auto rickshaw drivers or people who are the home delivery riders. We start giving them, beverages. Lots and lots of initiatives like this are there. Because of lack of time, I couldn't add in. But yeah, just to inspire, I think this is good enough to do. Next slide, please. This is a group of students who are specially abled. The lady in the center with blonde hair, she came from, I think she came from UK. She's a brand ambassador she herself is on a wheelchair. So she was a brand ambassador of bringing inclusivity, inspiring people to come and help these students who are on the wheelchairs, sensitize them, bring them and bring them more inclusive. In fact, through one of these activities, we picked up one person who was a 22 years student who was mute and hearing impaired. And we realized that if his hearing is a problem, can we make that problem as a strength? And what happened, we pushed him into the nightclub operations where the music is so loud, where other employees could not hear anything what a customer is saying. It's all about lip reading. And this guy, Abdul, was outstanding because he used to just go closer to the speakers. He had no problems of loud noise. And he used to talk to people even they are standing on the dance floor and take their orders. And he is still there working with us. So great success stories where weaknesses have actually been transported into strengths in Big Brewski. Okay, next slide. Yes, so for my last one or two slides, I think what does the industry need from students today? What is Big Brewski or what is restaurant industry or what is hotel industry needing from students today? I have put together my thoughts. I am not universally right, but with my own experiences, I think these are the list of points which I have put together that I would need students. When I interview people, I would like hotel management graduates to be ready with my questions. The next slide is talking about that. So in 2023, the skills required is experience is the name of the game. We would like people to talk about creating experiences, whether it is, there was a small story about John F. Kennedy going to a NASA space station and he saw a housekeeping guy mopping a floor. I'm sure everybody has heard this. And he asked him, "What are you doing at 3 o'clock in the night?" He said, "Sir, I'm helping the man to reach to the moon." And that's why by mopping the floor. So we always say this, that no matter how big strategies we make, but if that personal touch between the service guy or the hostess or the front office person is not going well with the customer, the entire hospitality is standing on a loose foundation. So very important to have people who can create experiences. In fact, there are people who come from Northeast from no background of hotel management. They're so chirpy, they're so advanced, they're so open that they can create some remarkable, magical experiences with guests. Second is creativity and innovativeness. I'm very particular about this topic in my interviews because that's what is the success of Big Brewski is. Leadership, I think gone are the times when you just keep motivating. It's time to inspire. So in college, we need to definitely teach them how to talk, how to walk, how to have that confidence to take briefings. It all starts from small initiative like this. And the business mindset. I was actually an employee mindset. It took me a lot of time to move from an employee mindset to a business mindset. And trust me, it was not easy. I wished I would have gone to an IIM Calcutta or maybe some other business school to understand how businesses are function. For many years, for 15 years, I was only stuck with the level of profit and loss. I did not know about capex. I did not knew about financial acumen. I did not know about loans and a lot of things, financial management. One of the reasons is that because I used to be a backbencher in the financial management class in my college, because it used to be very boring. But then very soon after 15 years, I realized that I cannot succeed as a businessman if my financial acumen is not that great. Yes, and the next point is that I struggled also in terms of knowing the real estate. So a lot of people ask me, Pravesh, what do you think students who are future leaders should know? When it comes to scalability, I realize that I don't know what are the pointers which I should keep in mind to choose a property. Whether it's the real estate location, whether it's parking, whether it's double height ceiling, whether it's the west facing, east facing. I did a mistake by choosing a property which was west facing. I wouldn't name the restaurant because you will stop going there. The sun actually, it was a west facing restaurant, and the entire lunch operations was such that it used to make the restaurant so hot that even air conditioning never used to function. And till about 6 o'clock, 6:30, restaurants में कोई customers नहीं होते थे. This was a challenge, and because of that, we saw a 30% drop in businesses. It was a chain of restaurants, so we could easily compare. Lunch businesses went for a toss there. Okay, marketing skills, as I spoke earlier, it's about social media. It's about, I keep saying that the experience of the brand is the brand. And if we are talking about marketing skills today, it's very important that, we focus on offline experiences which create a brand, a stronger brand. Sales skills. For the longest time, and I think till today, I'm telling, hardly any restaurant chain has got sales department. You will only see this department actively participating into operations, into the overall business development, or into the overall revenue generation of which is in hotels. Only hotels have the sales skills, sales department with such people. When we got the sales team, about 6 people in Big Brewski, we had high aspirations that we will do great numbers. Our party business used to be 30 to 33%. We were successful in taking away major stake from 5-star hotels, banquets, and convert them into a restaurant banquets. We went to all the corporates and we said, if hotels are giving you 4,000, 5,000 rate, we are giving you 2,000 rate. We used to have parties in Big Brewski for 1,500 people, 2,000 people. That's primarily because we had a very strong sales team which were working on this. And the most important thing is the genuine authenticity and purity and the spirit of service at heart. This is missing. A lot of people just act, and then that's where we struggle. Okay, I think I'm done with this. Can you just show me the next slide? Is there anything else? Yes, that's all. And with this, I would like to thank all of you. And apologies if I have bored many, but I really try to keep it short, video oriented. So thank you so much for listening. I hope I had been able to share my experiences of what trends have been going on. Over to you, Professor Zakaria. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pravesh. As I mentioned before, we had kept the best talk for the last, and you really proved me right. So thank you very much. We'll quickly get into some of the questions that have been coming up in the chat box. The first one is from Mr. Narayan. What kind of cost analysis do you get into? And how do you work on the idea generation for various events you organize?
Your voice started echoing the last 5, 6. Just repeat that question once again.
How do you get ideas for the events that you organize?
How do I get ideas for the events?
Yeah. How do you work on those? Yes. How do you work on idea generation for various events?
Oh, beautiful question. I think, see, in Sanskrit, there is a word called neti neti, which means neither this nor that. I am a person who do not like ideas. So there are more or less times when I just say, I don't like this idea. I neither like this idea. But here is a secret of giving or creating innovative ideas. I have got this experience by myself. Great innovations come from great discoveries. Mark this, great innovation comes from great discoveries, which means if you are a keen observer and if you see life around, common people's life around, you will definitely get ideas. Most of the successful brands today has captured one aspect very well, which is the emotional intelligence, the emotional quotient of a brand. When they observe people around, they know that this is a particular problem, and if we create this solution with the help of, you have to, I apply this design thinking process, saying that if I am creating a solution to this problem, is this going to be technologically feasible? Is it going to be viable business-wise? And are their customers going to take it? For example, quickly, I will say, chef said that I want to do a dim sum festival. And I said, why? And he said, sir, because dim sum goes well with monsoons, steaming dim sums. And I said, you have, look at the data science, and your restaurant has got 1% contribution from dim sums in the entire menu mix. Is this the right thing to do, where you don't have consumers asking for dim sums, but you're still giving because you think it is the right weather? So take the data, observe what's happening around, understand what is the flavor. I mean, in food, you know, people have got this ginger garlic strong influence. If you look at Chinese cuisine, Indian Chinese, we've got ginger garlic. Pizza has got ginger garlic. Oh, sorry, garlic. It has got pasta has got garlic. Masaman curry has got ginger, Thai ginger. The Thai curry has got Thai ginger. Indians love flavors of ginger garlic. You think you put that intelligence, take the data together, observe what's going around in the market, and then create a product. Don't just say yes, it's a great idea. I think that's what works for me.
Great. I am skipping some questions which Pravesh has already answered, to like CSR activities and all. There's one question, as you pointed out correctly, none of our hotel and restaurants are renowned internationally. So what is your advice to young entrepreneurs in food business really to bring innovations and fame in their profession?
I think the problem is this, that yes, some of them are really, really good, Professor Zakaria. Here in India, there are some brands which are absolutely amazing. Thala Chapati Biryani, for example, is a fabulous brand, but some of them, some winner brands actually need just money. And in India, there is not yet dedicated private equity funds or venture capitalist funds ready as of now. But the game has started changing at this point in time. There are going to be new avenues opening very soon. And as we say, very soon, this is the time that new startups, new people who are entrepreneurs should create system-oriented minimum SKU brands which can actually help you scale across the world. Don't think that you are going to make it 2 outlets, 10 outlets. Think that what are the, investors always put money into businesses which are system-oriented. So my advice to young entrepreneurs would be, create a product, make sure that there is system from the day one. It has to be put system oriented, and put some experience in understanding what is happening around. If biryani is happening, how many biryani brands are already there? If health brand is coming as a new trend, how many health brands are already there, right? So that's my suggestion.
Professor Sushil has a question. Hi, Pravesh. Any world trends that has intrigued you but have not been able to implement?
Yes, I am a person who actually I'm a sucker of international events coming to India. Like a Cirque du Soleil was my favorite. It's a very expensive affair, and I was so close to bring Cirque du Soleil. It's a Canadian troupe of 80 to 90 aerial artists. So they all perform in in the air, right? And there is a massive setup of about 1.5 to 2 crores, which I wanted to bring in Hennur. I got Book My Show as a partner. The investment was almost 1.5 crores to bring them in. The sale was, but then unfortunately, because of licenses issue, we could not go ahead. Second, I wanted to bring real Oktoberfest to India. Like everybody says Oktoberfest in India, but I really wanted to take a large space of 2 acres, convert that whole thing into a big hangar, and then create a. So these are 2 events which I really still feel that I have to do, and I've been unable to pull those kind of events in India. Maybe and it's not impossible. It's just that the timing has been not right. I think maybe in the next couple of years. That was a good question.
There's a lot of questions on Relensky. How to access it, how to get that app. A couple of questions.
It's called Relesky, RELESKI. The full form is RE stands for recruitment, LE stands for learning, and SKI stands for skills. So the statement is, get recruited by learning the skills you need. This is basically an attempt for training the disorganized segment of people, especially the ones who have not got access. It is available on Android phone. It is almost a year old. Because of pandemic, we have got about 30-40 courses. So you can access it on Android right now. That's the only way to access it. Unfortunately, it's not on Android. It's an open course right now. There is no locks. You can just put your mobile number, access it. We recently launched RLSC with Swiggy, where we made a course called COVID Proofing Restaurants. There were 8 departments. Each department has a series of courses. It was the first attempt. So the videos are not very high energy, but it was very slow and steady. But and it works in 7 different languages. So Swiggy gave us the contract and recently launched us to 80,000 restaurant owners. We got some 4-5,000 downloads last week, wherein they said restaurants can take this course, which is certified by Ministry of Home and Family and Welfare. At the same time, it is also endorsed by NRAI. So there's a lot of credibility therein with RLSC. Moving forward, we are going to make some nice courses, which are I will be trying to put myself into the trainer's hat. Plus, I will go and speak to some of the successful industrialists who have been into the hospitality business, who wants to share their secrets of success. So things like this, that's the attempt of RLSC. Over the next maybe couple of years, we will build up more and more content.
Okay, I think there's one last question from my side. Then I think it will be time for us to stop. You have been very busy even during the lockdown. The other day when we were talking, you shared about BC Uta and how the idea came to your mind and how.
Yeah.
So could you please take us through what inspired you to come up with this concept and how is it working?
Is this video going to be posted somewhere later? Is it getting recorded?
It is.
Okay. So, well, BC Uta actually in Kannada means hot meals. I realized that since I've been into the business of food and beverage and all my life I've been selling, luxurious food, wines, spirits, I had realized that there's something which I also need to do responsibly for the masses. The first wave, when it hit, Professor Zakaria, when I was standing on my balcony and I saw one vehicle coming in, and there were some 100 people behind that small Tata Ace, where somebody was distributing rations. And I realized that so is the problem. Such is the problem in the country that hunger has been the biggest problem. And when I started researching that afternoon, I realized that hunger is a big problem in the country. India ranks at 102 in almost 200 countries when it comes to hunger index. Then I researched and I realized that there is no problem of food production in the country. India has doubled up their food production in the last 20 years with the help of agricultural technology, but the food is not reaching out to the right audience. Why is it? Then I thought through and I realized that the bottom of the pyramid actually does not have a brand which can give them hygienic, healthy, and nutritious food, and that too at a smaller price. The point is, nobody wants to get into this business of blue collared or that at the bottom of pyramid because it is low on margins. You don't make too much of profits. It doesn't give you great valuations. So I had this thing that money-wise, I'm well-founded. I have been taken care by God that I've got good, Big Brewski as a brand. I have my shares there. It will just keep growing in the future. I didn't have to worry about it, but I did worry about one area that, in fact, in Hindi, I'll tell you, somebody taught me that प्रवेश पैसा कितना कमाते हैं इस सवाल से पता चलता है कि आपके पास कितने घर होंगे, कितने गाड़ियां होंगी, कितने सामान होंगे, कितने फ्लैट्स होंगे. लेकिन ये सवाल जानना जरूरी है कि पैसा कैसे कमाते हैं, दुआ लेके कमाते हैं या दुआ लेके नहीं कमाते हैं, उसमें बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है. शायद मुझे कहीं ना कहीं आई फेल्ट दैट क्वेश्चन was not answered or not even thought by me, that am I really earning blessings from people by doing a business or by doing an enterprise. Then I realized that even at mass at the bottom, keep the prices low, give them genuinely good food, healthy food, hygienic food, cooked with proper medium of cooking like sunflower oil. Don't make too much profits, make it sustainable, slowly and steadily, it will take off. And I think that gives me a lot of solace and satisfaction. And it also gives me the reason to propel from my bed every morning. It gives me a reason to sort of, help the community. And life should be more meaningful and more worth. That is where BC Uta comes into my life. Professor.
Okay, thank you, Pravesh. And I think we have run short of time, though there are plenty of questions which is still coming up in the chat box. Thank you very much, Pravesh. I will hand it over to Dr. Usha to take it forward. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, sir. It was a great pleasure listening to you, and we wish we listen to you forever. So thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Lovely, sir, for that enlightening session. Very interesting and very informative. And I think you would convert us into a entrepreneur one day, a restaurateur. That's what somebody had mentioned, because
Yeah.
it's really interesting. Very interesting.
You know, there is the closing line I'll give you. There is no small business. There is only small business owners. This is so well said by someone, I don't remember, but the owner mindset is all which it takes to, start a business successfully. Anyway, thank you so much for all the listeners, for all the audience patiently bearing with me, and I hope I have been able to add some values to you in your own ways. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Usha.
sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Thank
Pravesh. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a
Thanks.
lot. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.